Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to MRC. It is the Tier 4 boys, and we are racing around Austria. I believe the shortest track that we have on the F1 calendar, but there is a lot going on. Do you go for a very low downforce setup because there's a very long DRS straight, or do you go for some very high? Find out from our drivers today. I am joined on comms tonight by none other than C8 Lou. How are you doing tonight, Lou?
I'm good, Tar. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Looking forward to this race.
I am, yeah. It's an interesting track, as you said. Do you go for the lower downforce package or higher? In my eyes, you want the straight line speed, in all honesty, so that's
Yeah,
what I would say.
I much prefer the lower downforce approach to this track, to be honest. I think you can get through the middle sector pretty well, and you want to not be a sitting duck on that really, really long DRS straight.
Yeah, and obviously with dirty air being a factor in this game,
Yeah.
it's not the easiest to follow through Sector 2 now, so if you can keep them about 7/10-ish away, yes, they will pull back up, but it gives you a bit of breathing space that you don't really have to worry.
Exactly. But here goes Nikolai Lima, so let's do an on-board lap with him. As he goes on to the DRS straight, uphill braking zone for turn one, you're going to brake about 100 metres down to fourth gear, carry as much speed as you can, get on the throttle as soon as possible. But it is very easy to spin out onto the next DRS straight, which isn't really straight at all. Take as straight a line as you can. Then you're going to brake just before the 100-metre board, super heavy uphill braking zone to a very tight corner. And very easy to do that. Yeah, unfortunately, that is a risk of that corner, so I'm now on board with Blurt because he was immediately behind. So here's the uphill braking zone, hard down to second gear, careful on the throttle, and then go. Absolutely blast it onto the next DRS straight. You have got 3 consecutive DRS straights here, so that plays a big part into the race. 100-metre braking zone, down to third gear, keep it nice and tight, pull it out nice and wide. Then here, if you're brave, you're going to take this in 5th gear. If you can't get the rotation, maybe 4th. Get the power on as soon as possible. Again, very easy to spin out. This is a much higher speed corner than you realise. You should really be taking it in 5th, verging on 6th gear there. Then we come into the final 2 corners. Don't need to brake too hard, gear down to 7th gear, carry as much speed as possible. Down to 5th for this one, and get on the throttle as soon as you can. And Blurt's going to do a 1 minute 6.7, which is not a bad banker lap at all.
No.
And here comes Sully, the next one who's going to cross the line, who's going to do a 7.1. And a 7 dead for Geke.
7-0 from Geke.
Got some decent times coming in here. Nels is out on a set of mediums, interesting.
Yeah, he's obviously not, being a high tier, he's not allowed to use the softs, is he?
Oh, Nels is... Yes, of course, I'm just mental. Connor with a 105.7. He is trying to stay his dominance there a little bit. Here comes Andel. We just about kept it in bounds. And a 105.6. The faster times are starting to come in now. Everyone's setting laps. Here's Guntz. Let's see how he's going to do. Oh, let me try and get the actual commentary up. On the comms. Good evening, Owen. Yes, one of our Discord members who is currently at the Silverstone campsite. Hope you're having a really good time and enjoy the race. Good evening, Mark Hodgson. Lovely to see you in the YouTube chat as normal. And Drag King's #1 fan is also in the Discord. Lovely to see John. Not the Discord, the YouTube. I can't even talk anymore. So, let's stick with Man, who's about halfway through his lap.
I'm not sure if he's realised, but he's kept his overtake button on. That's not going to be helping him through the corners.
It's also really going to hurt him down the pit straight when he has no power being put down at all.
Yeah, he's used all of his deployment now.
Yeah. He might as well just have his ERS on off for the rest of the lap, because it's not going to be doing anything at all. Still a 6.7 though.
6.7.
Still gets him up into P7. Yes, we have quite a few higher tier reserves for this race. So we've got Ant, we've got Stu, we've got Armar, we've got Genie, we've got Airways, we've got no, not Blurt. Nels in P2. And a name that I haven't seen for a couple of seasons, who I honestly did not realise was back, is Brindle. I don't know when he rejoined the Discord. I haven't seen him in about 4 or 5 seasons now.
Not 100% sure, but he's just about to come out on track.
Yeah, Mark is sat with the rum, as Mark always is. Blood Magic, he's a tier 4. So let's follow him for a lap. And see how he does. Very tidy through turn 1, gets the power down very nicely. Looking very, very tidy so far through the lap. Car gets out of the way nicely for him. He seems to have a very stable setup. I don't know if it's overly quick down a straight, but it's looking like it's very good through the corners. .8 in the middle isn't bad. And he's got a lot of ERS left to use, to be fair. Oh, and he invalidates the last corner.
Yeah, just on board with Brindle, he's just coming into turn 5, is it? He's used a lot of his ERS already.
Yeah, he has. Again, that's just really, really going to hurt him down any straight where he suddenly has no power. Ooh, a 5-place grid penalty for Smoggy Ghost. But here comes Brindle.
He's done the same thing as Man. He's been going round with just his overtake on. I don't know if they're just not realising they've got it switched on by mistake, or...
Yeah, I don't know. But it's not the most effective way to do it.
So have you seen P1 and P2, 200th difference between Connor and
Oh,
Drag
yeah.
King?
Oh, that is I mean, it's a short track, so you expect it to be kind of tight, but that's really tight.
Yeah.
I'm hoping Armar's about to go into the pits, because he's on a set of soft tyres.
Naughty, naughty, unless he's just testing out that his equipment's working.
Oh, yes, good boy, into the pits with you. Well done. So, yeah, Connor with a 105.3. I mean, that's a solid lap. That's not a million miles off Tier 3, Paul. They did a 104.9, I believe.
Ah, okay.
Is anyone actually on a lap? Sully was slightly...
Nels is on another lap.
Is he? Okay, let's have a look. That was mega tidy through the final corner, to be fair. 105.4, that is a solid lap on a set of medium tyres. I don't think we've actually got anyone on a lap right now. Oh, Smoggy Ghost is about to start.
Smoggy is about to.
Let's see what he can do. Oh, very wide out of the first corner, but somehow didn't invalidate. Is he going to be able to make that? 4/10. Wow.
Half second down.
Yeah, wow. That's a lot to try and claw back over the course of a lap that's this short.
Yeah, I've noticed you've only got to be like slightly off power or slightly wide and you lose a lot of time around this track.
Yeah.
And obviously, or is it 10 turns? Hard to gain it back.
Absolutely, and I mean, it's a short circuit, but it's also a really, really high-speed circuit, so it's a tricky one.
Yeah, obviously, like with any track, but round here, minimum speed is massive. Like, you need to keep high minimum speed round here.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, we talk about slow in, fast out, and that is absolutely the way to go on this game. But your slower for your slow in isn't quite as slow as it might be on other tracks.
Yeah.
So let's see if Blurred Magic can set a lap. He is on a lap now. 16.5 first sector. That is a very, very solid first sector.
Good turn 3 there.
Yeah, really tight. He got the power down really nicely. Now, is he going to get the car stopped down here? Yeah, and very, very nice turning. That was absolutely solid. .5, not a bad middle sector at all. And he's got lots and lots of ERS left to use. Very tidy through the last 2 corners. Oh, bit of a kick! 7.1, he gets him on the board.
11th. Stubb's out on a set of inters.
Oh, Stubb. I mean, honestly, not a terrible lap for a set of inters. I'll give him that.
No. Nikolai's coming in. Gunther's on a lap, he's just coming up to turn 3.
Oh, no, he's just finished a lap. So Magic is not on a lap. Connor is invalidated. Back in and back out, mate. Fake Connor's looking very good for a pole position today.
I think Drag King's just starting a lap.
Oh, let's have a look. Who I believe has just had a very good practice in Tier 3, so he should have his eye in nicely for this race.
10th and a half up.
That's a very, very solid start. Oh, a little bit of a wiggle out of turn 3. I think he's pretty much gained it back. Oh, there was a bit of a wiggle there as well. I think he might be running a very low downforce setup. Oh, he's half a second up, mind. This is going to be a huge lap.
And he's going to get a toe as well.
You took the words out of my mouth. It's a 4.5.
8, 10th and 3. That is a great lap.
That's a huge lap. I mean, my best lap is a 4.3 around here, so that is an unbelievable lap.
Yeah, I'm probably going to say no. I don't think that's being beaten.
It'll be interesting to see what Connor can do, because he has looked solid so far this morning. I'm not sure he's going to find 8 tenths, but we shall see.
Sully's on a lap. I mean, I think people just need to use the ERS better because he's barely on none
Yeah.
already. It's just going to hinder you so much. I know, like, you need to use a lot of ERS around here to get up to speed, but I think they're just keeping it stuck on, which is going to hinder them for the rest of the lap.
Yeah, absolutely. ERS management is so important in quali. Let's see what TGO's going to do. He's coming towards the end of his lap. About 30% left from the final two corners, so it's not a bad position to be in. Oh, he tried to take the final in sixth. Oh, he didn't invalidate that. Up to P9.
Improvement.
Very nice.
Smoggy's currently 1.5 tenths up through sector 1.
But again, as you've pointed out with other drivers, very, very low on ERS.
It kind of makes me think, are they using that much ERS maybe because they've got a higher downforce setup, so they're trying to gain the speed?
But, you know, quali times aren't really won on a straight. They're won with how well you take the corners.
Yeah.
But here comes Smoggy Ghost. It was a very nice final turn. 1 minute 5.9, half a second improvement.
I think Bled's on a cooldown lap.
Ando's up on his time by about 1.5 tenths. Let's see now. Oh, nearly half a second now. You can see the track is ramping up quickly. Oh, let's see Connor. Oh, he's just starting. Oh, 5-0. Oh, a solid lap. Can't falter. A 4.9 for Ando. Huge.
Aston 2-3 at the moment.
Yeah, very nice. Let's see what Geke can do. He was just down on his time at the end of the first sector. Three and a half tenths. If he has a good final sector, this could jump him a fair few positions.
Oh, I think GTS Draking was about to start a lap, but time ended, so he's just missed out.
Oh, that's unfortunate. A 6.2 from Geke. That is a solid improvement. 7 tenths. Gunther's off his time. Nikolai's in the pit, so I think that's everyone. Yeah, that's everyone. We have completed quali. I mean, a 1:05.4. One absolutely unbelievable time from Drag King.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know if that would have put him within the top 10 in Tier 2, maybe?
I think it might have done. I did a practice with him on Friday. And it was me, Doris, and him were basically the top 3 for 90% of it. And I was like, this guy's Tier 4. Are we sure he's Tier 4?
Is he doing a Bobo? Being put in the wrong tier?
Well, it does make you wonder, doesn't it? Bobo with the fakest title that's ever existed in MRC. But yes, so there we go. I mean, Drag King's looking pretty favourite for the race, you would say.
Yeah, especially as well. I think in the Tier 3 race just, I'm sure I saw somebody say that he was running in within the top 5 for most of the race.
Absolutely. I'll just quickly run through the finish roll. So you had Drag King in first, followed by Andy and Connor on the podium. Then you've got Nell, Smoggy Ghost, Blurt, Geke, Brindle, Man, TGO, followed by Sully, Blurred Magic, Gunth, Nikolai, and Stoob, Airways, Shift Guard, Genie, and Armar Red. And of course, Smoggy Ghost has his 5 position grid drop, so we'll actually start in P10.
Yeah, I mean, starting in P10 isn't. It's a bit of a pain because he's kind of in no man's land because he's right in the middle, but it's not the end of the world because going into turn one, if everybody tries to go 2 or 3 wide, people will get pushed wide. If he can stay clean, he
Yeah.
could take 3 or 4 cars off the first turn.
You also have to remember that Austria has historically been a track where track limits very, very much come into play.
Yeah, I think if you take a note from the tier 2 race we had, I think all but 2 people didn't get track limits. It is
Wow,
very
yeah.
easy. Like turn one, easy to go wide, easy to cut the corner. On the very last corner, turn
Yeah,
3, you can go wide there.
yeah.
So it's very easy to go get limits when you're not even like realizing you're going to get them.
Yeah, absolutely. Consistency is key, everybody. So keep it clean. I mean, the thing that gets me about F1 is the sort of fighting on lap one as if it's the final lap and you're fighting for your position. You don't need to fight hard on lap one. Just keep it clean and keep it calm, you know?
No, I mean to be honest, for me, up to say half distance, there's no real point in fighting people. Just keep it clean. If somebody wants to overtake you, just let them. They're not gonna.
Yeah,
If you've got the pace, if you're comfortable in your setup, you don't need to worry about that. Just make sure that you've got your tyres good.
yeah,
You're keeping it clean. Let them try and push and make mistakes.
yeah. First, I mean, basically on this game, two stops are the way to go. Is basically
Yeah,
the long and the short of it.
we've seen some people do one stops, but the one stop you're looking at getting your tyres above 80%, and I think
Yeah,
is it above 80% still? That's the indicator for if you're going to pop your tyres, or is it
yeah.
70%? I
80%
don't
is. I
actually
think
know.
80% is the minimum for a puncture, unless you're running sim damage and you do something silly like drive into a wall.
Yeah, because I did a practice race, obviously prior to my race, and I tried the one stop because I thought I was coming up to a pit stop. I was about 30% on the tyres, and I thought, let me see how far I can stretch them. But by the end, my rear left was on 96%. How it didn't pop, I don't know.
Yeah,
So it must be just a random thing if it goes or not. But at that point, it's just not worth it. Just go with the two stop.
yeah. I remember I as a tier one reserved, I reserved in Jeddah a couple of seasons ago, and I decided because you had to do 3 stops. You had to stop on the first lap and you had to stop 2 other times in the race. And I was like, "Do you know what?
Yeah,
Stop lap one, put hards on, and then just stop on the last 2 laps. Just see what happens." As it turns out, terrible idea.
yeah.
All of my tyres were averaging about 93%.
Oh yeah, and you're just so slow then through the
Yeah.
corners. So
I built up something like a 20-second gap, and I was like, "Oh, I'm acing this." And then over the next like 4 laps, I lost it to about a half a second lead, and I was like, "It's time to."
yeah, but I mean, as we say, it is possible. First race of the season, somebody did manage
Yep.
a one stop and actually came first on track because of it. Um, we saw in the tier one race, somebody did the one stop again. Tier two, somebody did a one stop. So it is possible, but
It's just not
it
ideal.
kind of it's not ideal because the amount of time you lose, obviously, when your tire wear gets high, you've then got to kind of bank on the people behind you
Yeah.
not wanting to work together. If they work together, they're just going to catch you really easy. So you've kind of got to have faith that people are just going to fight each other and lose themselves time so they don't catch you.
Yeah. Also, we've got to remember that on this game, we've seen generally that the undercut is incredibly powerful on this game.
Oh yeah, if you pit probably a couple laps early compared to somebody else, you're probably gaining 4, maybe 5 seconds on
Yeah.
them. That's how strong the undercut is now.
And if you can gain that on an undercut, it also tells you how much time you're going to lose by deciding to do the one stop and stay out because the tyres are just that much different.
Yeah. So I'd be intrigued to see what tyre strategy people are going to do around here. From what we've seen, hards are more favourable. The
Yeah.
mediums, they only last you about. They're only probably good for about 5 laps here before they start falling off, and then at most you want to take them to.
About
I
10.
mean, you can stretch them. You can stretch them to like 11, 12 laps, but like we say, if someone pits 2 or 3 laps before you for a set of hards, they're going to be well past you by the time you've pit because the drop
Oh,
off
yeah.
is like that dramatic on the mediums.
Absolutely. And the softs will just get chewed up. I mean, again, this track is historically a bit of a tyre eater. So you're better doing medium hard hard around here, I think, or hard medium hard, whichever combination.
Yeah, the softs on this game at the moment only good for qualifying. Really, I'm intrigued to see
Having
next week
said
when we get to
that,
Silverstone. Silverstone
fake
used to be
Connor
a
has gone
soft
for
medium.
softs. Weirdly, fake
That
Connor has
is
decided softs is the way to go. So has Ant, but Ant
shows.
has to stop at the end of lap one, so, you know, it
I
really
know he's got
doesn't
to
matter
stop
what
at the
you
end of
choose.
lap one, but I thought higher tier drivers couldn't use softs, or is he doing that because softs are useless around
You're
the shock?
right. However, he's got to stop at the end of lap one, so I will send him a angry message reminding him that he's not allowed to use softs. As for the rest of the grid, 90% of them have gone for mediums, but who have we got? Brindle, Man, Sully, Blurred, Gunth, Stoob, and Armar, and Shift God have gone for the hard tiles. So I say most of it. It's a pretty even split, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I admire people for doing the alternate strategy, but what I've learned through doing these league races, whenever I've tried to do the alternate strategy, you get a very early safety car, and then it just kind of that then ruins your strategy. So I've just disregarded doing the alternate now forever. I'll just put me on the quick tie first, and then I can pit for say a set of hards or something.
Yeah.
If one does come out.
17, you will never see me start on the hards.
Yeah. At that point, it's just you might as well gamble just trying to go long.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and fake G-Star missed his grid box.
Are we not going with B-Tech G-Star this week?
Oh, yeah, B-Tech G-Star. Sorry, fake Connor, B-Tech G-Star. Yeah. I'm still getting used to the tier 4s. But there we go. I think everybody.
Grunt's also missed his pit box.
Yeah, quite a few of them have, actually, haven't they? Come on, guys. Just hit the brakes and hit them early. Here we go. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and we are. Any minute now. We're waiting, and we're going. It's a very good start for Ando. Immediately gets past B-Tech G-Star. So does Nels. Oh, there's been a bit of contact.
Somebody's missing an M plate.
I think that might be Blurt. I think there was a bit of light contact with fake Connor. Oh, he's trying to get past Mind. He's trying to send it. But Connor defends nicely. Oh, he has a big kick on exit, though. That opens the door for Blurt, and through he goes.
Ah, no, it's Airways. Airways is missing his M plate.
Is he?
I think he's missing part of his wing as well.
I think he is, actually, yeah. That's a bit of heavy contact.
I mean, he's pitting at the end of this lap anyway, so just might as well get it changed and stick on some hard. Oh, yeah, he is on hard, so. No,
yeah, Nels is already in the lead, but he should be about to go in the pits anyway because he's a higher tier reserve. Yeah, in he goes. And releases Ando and B-Tech G-Star so that they can have their race.
He's round.
Oh, Connor's already in the pits, so maybe he picked up some damage. Yeah, front wing change. Not great for fake Connor.
Gekke's pit as well. Gekke's got wing damage as well.
Oh, it must have been chaos further back in the grid. As B-Tech G-Star, a bit of a kick out of turn 3. He's trying to send it on Ando into turn 5. Gets the move done.
Changed.
that will... Oh, they're still side by side! I say he got the move done, he absolutely didn't get the move done. They're going too wide through turn 6! And he's still there, Ando's not backing out! But GTS gets the better run.
I'd like to point out, you naughty, naughty man not pitting lap 1.
Disgraceful. Oh, I thought that was contact then, but Ando left just enough room for Blurt. Oh, fastest lap for Smoggy Ghost. He is, he's already up to P4. This is, I say that, and he just reinvented the track of Austria. This is what we said about just keeping it clean for the start of the race. It's amazing what a difference it makes.
Yeah, the top 3 already, 2.5 seconds. They just need to literally just work together and just keep swapping and keep pulling the gap.
Yeah, absolutely. Interestingly, neither BTEC G-Star or Ando had DRS there. So the game must have not been able to decide who actually crossed the line first.
No. Ando going wide. They need to start fighting. They're just going to cost each other time.
Yeah. GTS is learning from Piastri and took the Piastri line through turn 6, much more narrow. They're still side by side! Whoa, what a wobble from Ando! How he kept that going, I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah, see, they're literally... Is Smoggy going to do it? Is he going to get in? No, he's just a 10th off DRS. They're just allowing Smoggy to catch up.
Oh, and then Blurt ran really wide. That's opening the door for Ando again. But outside the DRS, this... Oh, massive contact! Ando's end plate goes flying. And this is opening the door for Smoggy Ghost, who's now pulled alongside Ando. And goes through up into P3. What a brilliant start to the race from Smoggy Ghost. Oh, I've got it set to leader. That's why it looks confusing. There we go.
I'm a bit confused. Ant is still not pitted. Is it because he's on softs and we know softs are a terrible tyre, so he's just going to run them long, I guess?
I will send him an angry message after the race, telling him that he's a terrible higher tier reserve. It's not following the rules. Right, so...
The pit, he's having a change.
Yeah, because the end plate damage he got, unfortunately. Smoggy Ghost definitely seems to be running a high downforce setup here, because he had some lovely DRS and it achieved very little.
Yeah, we got a close battle from P7 to... I want to call it P10, Ant doesn't count.
Yeah. Oh, and here comes Man. Easy pass on Blurred Magic. He just about got the car stopped. Yes, Mr. Hodgson, getting Ant into the headmaster's office. Or head steward's office. Yeah, Smoggy's in an issue now. He's had a really great start. It's been going very well. He's now caught in a DRS train with very high wings.
He's kind of in, like, as we've seen in previous, like, tiered races, being the third man on the train is the worst thing ever, because unless you're very close to the next car in front, you don't generally have enough pace to get to first, and obviously second's always going to leapfrog first, so they'll just keep swapping, so you're just kind of sat there.
You're just sat there going, can I have a turn?
Yeah. So in this scenario, you just keep it clean. You just have to make sure that if they battle, you're just there to just pick up the pieces and get through.
Oh gosh, are we about to have another four-corner side-by-side battle with Blurt and Drag King this time? Blurt's not backing out, but Drag King does carry the better speed. Oh, and that's a big kick! Oh, please don't send it, Blurt. No, you didn't. Good boy. So here we go. Round about 5 of Blurt versus BTEC G-Star. Oh, Blurt Magic is out! Safety car! For those on the medium tyres, this is pretty ideal.
I don't know, was that I think that was the last corner I saw him go off.
Could have been. Let's have a look.
But very good for the top 4. If I was them, I'd all be pitting for a set of hards now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, thankfully they weren't caught by the safety car. So I would imagine that we will see them at the end of the lap to put on a set of hard tyres. Ah, there's Blurred Magic, caught the wall on the final corner. Yeah, that is easy to do. We've had our first 3-second penalty for Shift God.
He must have been potentially coming back quite a lot then to catch the wall. He's turned in quite early there then.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where you do want to cut the corner, but it's another one of those areas where it is very easy to get an invalidation. But to hit the wall,
yeah.
It's obviously trying to save time, and it's one of those where there is a wall there, unfortunately. This is not a street track, but in a few places there are those walls that can catch you out.
Yeah. Yeah, as we said, all the top 4 they've come in. Looks like the hard ones behind, they're all staying out.
Yeah. So
I think they're probably 50% of the way. So I reckon the guys that have started on hards probably go to about lap 12, 13 maybe.
Yeah. Ant has commented on this stream, so I know he's listening. Look, I know you're letting people past Dad, but get in the pits! You are a higher tier reserve. I know you can hear me. Do as you are told, sir. So, as it stands, most of the grid have stopped. Man's put on a set of medium tyres at this point. And what that effectively means is by lap 20, he's going to have to put on a set of hards and take them to the end. And 16 laps on hards, I mean, it's doable. Are they going to be comfy at the end? No.
If I was him, it probably would have been worth staying out for him.
Yeah. Yeah, so
everyone stopped barring the top 3. They're the ones yet to stop.
Which, I mean, is playing into their strategy to a certain degree. They're on the hard tyres. Gunth is actually going in the pits now. Which is an interesting strategy. He's more or less going to be at the back at this point.
Unless he's going for another set of hard. No, he's going for mediums.
Rather confused about that decision. Armar's getting past him, so is Airways. Ant, who is ignoring me and still hasn't pitted. So yeah, that's got him all the way down to P16. So that's a very confusing call for me.
Interestingly, Shift God, he's put on a set of softs. I will say now that is a massive mistake.
Particularly when you're still running relatively heavy fuel. The softs are not going to go very far.
He's probably only going to get 4 laps max out of them. I think they're probably going to wear it like 7 or 8% a lap, maybe. Actually, probably higher with higher fuel, so they're going to feel terrible quickly.
Yeah, it's... mediums and hards are the only tyres you want to be touching during a race. Certainly at this track.
Yeah.
So I mean, we'll see. Maybe he's expecting another fairly soon safety car and wants to put on a set of hards to the end, but then even that's going to be a bold strategy.
I mean, it is a gamble. From what we've seen with most of the tier races this season, there's been barely any safety cars from what I've seen.
Yeah. No, there hasn't been a lot, to be fair. It's been a comparatively quite quiet season.
Ant's finally in the pits.
Good. Finally doing as he's told.
As well. Sure, Gekke's already.
Oh, why is Gekke in the pits? He's not getting the front wing.
Mediums.
He's on a set of hards.
And Ant's gone for another set of softs.
Oh, for the love of the Lord, Ant. Absolute nightmare, this admin. But yes, as we were saying, Brindle in P1. I mean, as it currently stands, BTEC G-Star is still looking very, very strong for the win. His pace has been strong from the start, so it's going to be an interesting end to the race.
Yes, what do we have? So we've got Brindle and Sully on 9-lap-old hards. So, as I say, they're probably going to get maybe another 3 or 4 laps. Well, I suppose we've had a couple of laps with safety cars, so they might be able to stretch them to lap 15, possibly.
Yeah. 15, 16, I would say, would probably be the point they'd want to come off those hards. So let's see when MRC's own BTEC Brundle is going to go. Oh, and man hits Nikolai Lima for 10 seconds, and Connor hits someone for ignoring yellow. Oh, it's all chaos in the back.
Well, I saw Nikolai overtake Ando, so I don't know if he then slowed down to let him back past.
Blurt has had a brilliant restart up to P2. Smoggy Ghost up to P3. BTEC G-Star all the way down to P6. What's happened to him?
So we've all of a sudden got a massive gap from Connor to Shift God.
Yeah, it's I don't know what's happened.
Second gap. Drag King has gone from, what was he, P3 to P6.
Or as Ando sends it on TGO. What a move by Ando. Very, very nice. As Drag King looks like he's struggling a little bit in the dirty air. I know we all do, but something tells me he's definitely running a lower winged setup. Or as Smoggy runs really wide, that looks like it was probably a warning.
Nikolai's coming into the pit, so I don't know if he's maybe just getting rid of his 10-second penalty, or if he's got wing damage from that hit. Oh no, sorry, he ignored yellow flags. No, it was Connor that ignored yellow flags.
Yeah, it was Nikolai that got the severe collision, so it must have been pretty severe, I would imagine.
Yeah, he's lost his right end plate.
Ah, there you go. As TGO goes through Andy and then completely misses turn 3. Sorry, you were saying?
So I was going to say, he's serving his 10-second penalty, but his wing isn't being changed. So unless it's left on auto and the game still... I don't need to change it unless he's... Sometimes it does, then you have to say change the wing.
To everyone who is listening to this stream, the first thing you need to do on your formation lap is set change wing to yes. Because otherwise, in experience, it just will not change your wing when it's damaged, even if it's on auto. But here comes Drag King. He's having a very nice little fight back, already on the back of Ando. And Blurt's caught right up to MRC's BTEC Brundle. Oh, he looked like he wanted to have a go, and he just didn't quite stop the car. And here he goes. Blurt up into P1, leading the race. BTEC G-Star into P3. Not very far off the back of Brundle now.
Just want to point out as well from the YouTube, we've got 27 people watching.
Good evening to everyone watching. Great to have 27 with us. Make sure you hit the like. Make sure you ding the bell so that anytime we go live, you get a notification and you get to watch some absolutely amazing racing. as BTEC G-Star goes into P2, and we are back on with the Blurt and Drag King battle. Actually, we've got a DRS train now, more or less, except Brundle, who's just fallen out, from P1 to P7. Ando's going to want to get past him as quickly as he possibly can, because he's just falling off the back of the top two.
Yeah, so Armour's just got past Sully, so we've got a DRS train now from P8 all the way down to P13.
Big contact in 2 and 3, sorry. And Smoggy Ghost actually comes out on top there.
Ando lost his entire wing.
I'm not sure, has he? There was contact.
I can't think someone else has just gone off next to him. I think Sully went off next to him as well. Oh, nightmare for Ando.
Yeah, he's having issues there. He has got going, thankfully.
Yeah, he's missing his entire wing.
Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna... Yeah, we're just going to move swiftly on from that.
I mean, VSC, it's not brought out a safety car.
Well, that's something.
Drive-through penalty for Sully. I mean, that's massively helped out Brindle, because he had him pitted off his set of hards originally, so he's got a cheap pit stop.
Yeah, that's kind of come out of the perfect moment for him. He's on a set of mediums now, so he'll have some very, very good short-term pace in comparison to the hard runners in front of him. As Fake Connor gets a 3-second penalty.
He's now up to 13 seconds, but he will pit again to get rid of that 10 seconds.
Yes. Armar's going to have to pit at some point and Airways, because we don't like you higher tier reserves in the points.
No, I mean, if the VSC's still on by the time they get round to the pits, they should be pitting. As I say,
and it's not. And actually, 3 seconds off a Blurt.
Yeah, Smoggy's also 3 seconds behind. I'm sure he was a lot closer, but as we know with the Delta in this game, it's a bit rubbish. It's very slow through the corners, and then ramps up on the straight, so it's really annoying.
Yeah, absolutely. But it is a very good idea to build a Delta, so that you can kind of gun it nice and early when the VSC is ending, but you don't want to build that much of a Delta.
Yeah. I did notice as well, going up to turn 1, all of the braking zone markers are missing, so that'll be fun for them.
Oh, that's really fun. We love that.
I mean, as long as, some tracks are okay, I think this one's okay, where you've basically got a big painted white line, so you still have a reference, but it's absolute pain if you don't have a reference. Yeah,
there are certain tracks where if you lose them, it's... if that's gone, you're dead.
Yeah, luckily, there is a key focus point. If that disappears, there's like a big white caravan or something. That's then your reference, but obviously it's so far off track, it's a bit of a pain to look at.
Yeah, I normally try and go for the other side of the track for braking zones, but it's so hard to judge that you're actually in with the braking board.
GTS has closed the gap on a massive on Blur.
He has. He's got some serious pace. Oh, we tried to fake Blurt out there. Is he going to get past? Yes, it would seem that he is, unless Blurt's going to send it the braking zone. GTS shuts the door very nicely, slams it shut. Oh, Blurt had a look for a switchback, but couldn't quite pull it off.
Brindle's through on guns, so we've got a train from P10 to 14 now.
Oh, yes, so we do. Has TGO let Airways through for some reason? Not sure what happened there. Let's jump back on board with Blurt and see if he can get anything done on GTS this lap, or is he just gonna be calm and patient and sit behind? No, he's absolutely not. He's got the move done long before the braking zone. As Armar goes through on Smoggy Ghost. I'm not worried about Armar. Armar's a higher tier reserve who normally pulls out of the way at some random point to let everyone through, so he'll be fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, would you, as the tier 4 driver, would you allow the quicker tiers through to let them maybe drag you along to the people in front?
Maybe, but if you're a tier 4 and it's a tier 1 you're letting through, how long are you realistically going to hold on to that tier 1 pace to drag you along?
Yeah, because what is that, from turn 3, is it? Armar's already got his amount of DRS.
Yeah, there you go. Armar is a quick driver as well. He is absolutely no slouch. He's having a great season in tier 1 this season.
No, yeah. What was it? Was it P2 he qualified on Monday?
He's a quick guy. I mean, in Brazil, he was absolutely rapid. I think he qualified something like P4 in Tier 1, which is... I went up to Tier 1 and I was like, if I can get, like, P8, P9, P10, I'm going to be so happy. And Armar goes up to, like, yeah, P4. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Showing us all up.
Yeah, I do like sometimes going up to the Tier 1 races, because obviously, like, how quick those guys are. But then, like, some of them, I'm not going to name drivers, it just absolutely depresses you how quick they are.
Benny, yeah.
Yep.
And Ugoni, yeah.
Yep. Saviour. Just them three, obviously.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
I've had very, very occasional fights with Saviour, and honestly, I've never felt like more of a man in my life. The grid is starting to spread out a little bit.
Oh, Ant, what are you doing? We'll ignore Ant. We'll just ignore Ant.
Another set of softs.
Yes. I'll probably get his 3 seconds for Airways. I get his thought process, because obviously they're just a terrible race tyre, so I'm assuming that's why he's doing it.
Yeah.
So I get the thought process.
Now, around now, in my head, is around the time these hard runners are going to think, we're getting towards pitting.
Yeah, because they're 12, 13 laps. Got a yellow flag for...
Particularly if you're Blurt, you're probably going to be thinking, a lap or two, and I'm going to think about undercutting Mr. Brad King.
Yeah, they pitted under safety car, didn't they, for the hard? Yeah. So, they might, as we said, they might be able to stretch this to 14 laps, but as you say, Blurt being second, I would pit now, or whenever he's got the next chance to pit. And if GTS tries to go long, he'll gain that time back through the power of the undercut.
Yeah, because the thing is, you're also on much lower fuel now. So your tyre wear isn't going to be as high. So it makes sense to undercut on this stint, because your tyres will last that little bit longer anyway.
Yeah, so we're on lap 21. So if he pits at the end of this lap, so he's only got to do, 14 laps on his tyres. That'll easily get you to the end.
Absolutely.
I mean, you'll probably be looking at that point. Your tyre wear's probably going to be in the 50% range, I'd say, maybe close to 60.
Yeah.
So it's not the end of the world. So as you said, the undercut, just take it and get the undercut. It's so powerful on this game now.
Absolutely. And it'll, in the nicest way, now on this game, if someone's behind me and they pit, it absolutely puts the fear of God in me. I'm like, oh God, they're going to undercut me. I've made a mistake. And it just puts a little bit of pressure on as well.
Yeah, I did it in my race. I pitted on, at the very start, I pitted on lap 8 off mediums, and the two in front were on hards. I undercut them by 8 seconds.
Yeah.
That's how big of an undercut I got on them. So it's worth it, and obviously you then undercutting, you'll think, if you're going to come 3-4 seconds out ahead, yes, you'll have slightly more worn tyres, but that car behind you has now got to push to get back to you, so they're going to be then ruining their tyres just to close the gap.
Yeah. Remember how I said the grid spread out?
Yeah, we do have little packs here and there.
We've suddenly got a pack from Connor all the way down to BTEC Brundle.
Is he? No, he's on a set of mediums, Brundle is.
He's going to have to stop again.
I mean,
basically,
he's on a set of hards. 19 laps he's done on them.
I mean, he's a high-tier reserve, so he's probably going to be just dragging them out, and then he'll do 2 late stops.
The guys
as Connor and TGO go in, they are the first to pit for the final stint. Oh, Connor! Fake Connor!
So he's going to get rid of 10 seconds just to keep 10 seconds now.
Just a little tip, bud. The brake pedal's the one on the left. As Nels goes through on Geke, but Geke won't actually lose a place for that because obviously Nels is a higher tier reserve. And if he can stick with Nels, that'll protect him nicely from Stoob and BTEC Brundle behind him.
Well, obviously, if Geke, as you say, sticks with Nels, Stoob, I can't really imagine he's going to attack Geke hard being a higher tier driver.
No, they're also in a party, so okay. I can hear Geke telling Stoob to leave him alone and Stoob telling Geke to hurry up.
Yeah. Airways has just come into the pit. Interesting, the top guys still aren't pitting. I don't know if they're going to try and drag out one stop.
Blurt surely has to pit. I mean, he's now 5 seconds off of Drag King. He's now under attack from Smoggy Ghost.
Yeah,
there seems to be...
As you said in practice, Drag King is quick. He's sticking in the DRS of armour, so he's just got armour pulling him along.
Yeah.
So he's going to be losing... I don't know how much DRS is worth around here. Is it possibly like 7/10 worth a lap, maybe, with the DRS?
Yeah, I'd say it's probably worth an easy 6-7 tenths.
Yeah, so Blurt's he's just going to be losing time like mad. So there you go, he's already nearly 6 seconds to...
Yeah, so that's been a second this lap, with his tyre wear as well. He's just struggling. Surely he's got to pit this lap, just decide, do you know what? Yep, here he goes.
He's coming in, yeah.
It's not working out. Smoggy Ghost looked like he was going to, but faked to stay out. Maybe he's feeling very confident on his tyres, who knows?
Unless Smoggy's going to try the overcut, maybe, but he's now, 17 laps on his tyres as well.
The overcut is very, very difficult on this game.
Yes, it is, yeah. I think you're very lucky, unless someone has a very poor outlap to come into traffic or something. The overcut generally isn't going to work.
No. Oh, BTEC Brundle is having a look at Geke. Oh, and Airways is right. Oh my gosh, there was a little bit of contact. Oh, see, Geke's being very smart now. He said to Stoob, go past and keep me in your DRS. This is some team play right here from people on different teams.
Drag King's coming into the pits now.
Interesting to see, how much he's going to lose out, if at all, to Blurt.
Because what was the gap to Blurt? It was
about 7 seconds by the time he pitted.
Interestingly, another set of hard, so unless he's chosen the harder compound, then he would have, obviously, the 2 sets of hards.
I mean, I would go medium hard anyway, personally. That would be my preferred strategy, rather than going for the 2 mediums. But, having said that, Blurt has gone for a second set of mediums, and he's, 4, 5...
6 seconds behind Drag King still.
between 6 and 7 seconds, so it didn't do a whole lot, the undercut there, actually.
No, I'm wondering if Blurt got caught behind. Obviously, he's behind Decane Airways, so I wonder if.
Yeah. A bit of traffic has caused a bit of issue.
But apart from P4 to P7, we've not. That's the closest battle we've got. Everyone else is pretty much spread out and not in DRS of anybody.
Mind you, having talked about the undercut, Smoggy Ghost, who was right on the back of Blurt when he pitted, he's now 2 seconds off Blurt. So the undercut is there.
Gekke's just pit. Armour's pit as well.
Armour's pitted and come out ahead of Blurt. But he has to pit again on the penultimate lap, so it's fine.
Actually, did Armour just pit, or did my... I don't know who did.
Yes, he did. Nels hasn't pitted. Well, he has, but not recently.
No, he's on 12 lap. Old hards.
Blurt is now within a shout of getting airways. Smoggy Ghost is looking less pacey this stint in early doors.
Yes, I mean, I don't want to jinx anything. Obviously, P2, 3 and 4, they're all going to pit and get out of the way, so it frees up Blurt. So without anything drastically happening, because obviously everyone's so spread out, you're going to have BTEC, G-Star, Blurt and Smoggy are probably going to be your top 3, I'm going to say. It just depends.
Yeah. I mean,
Blurt and Smoggy, because they're the closest two together.
Yeah, Blurt is still 7.2 off of BTEC, G-Star, so it hasn't done him a lot of good, that undercut, actually.
GTO with 3 seconds. Just going to have a look at them.
Yeah, let's have a quick look at the penalties, actually. That's a good shout. So you've got 3 seconds for Airways, for BTEC Brundle, for Shift Guard, and for Nikolai Lima. 9 seconds for TGO, and 13 for Fake Connor.
I want to point out, for Tier 4, the amount of penalties that we've got, that is really good. Normally you'd expect around here a lot of penalties for everyone, but they're doing really well.
Oh, Smoggy Ghost has got past Blurt! The man heard me say he's not very pacey this stint and went, you know what? I'm going to prove you wrong.
Oh,
and he has.
3 seconds.
Oh, no!
Just went a bit wide.
I think that might have just sealed his step on the podium.
Oh, he's gone wide again.
Actually, Smoggy's doing a pretty good job of pulling away from Blurt now that he's in the relatively clean air. As Genie's about to make a move on BTEC Brundle.
Yeah, just having a quick look at the corner cuts as well, just to see what Smoggy's on. Just
yeah, unfortunately for Blurt, there is no situation where he can actually check that. He just has to sit there and hoop.
Well, you can obviously check it to see if things are going to get a bit spicy towards the end, but obviously Blurt might be listening to the stream, so I'm not going to obviously say...
Oh, 3 seconds for BTEC G-Star. So they are starting to appear late now.
Ooh, we've got an Aston Fake Connor. Is that a spin? He's gone off track.
Oh no! He was having a great race at the start, but he's on a set of soft tyres. I mean...
Yeah, I'm just realised, yeah,
6 lap old softs, yeah, that's... You might as well pit at this point, because they ain't going to last any longer.
I think he is. He might, I mean, to be honest, actually as well, they would be worn already from quali, so...
Yeah.
They wouldn't have felt great after 2 or 3 laps.
Exactly.
Oh, Connor. I was going to say, just at least he's going to get rid of his 10 seconds and he's giving himself another one.
Oh, bud.
And then he's got wing damage as well. Both of his end plates were missing.
I don't think anyone else is going to pit, so it shouldn't cause any issues at this point.
Another
3 seconds for TGO.
Takes him up to 12 seconds for him now.
Was TGO has a huge kick out of the last corner and loses 2 places.
We've got about 8 seconds between Smoggy and GTS, so he's got to at least catch up 5 seconds to get within that penalty.
Yeah. Which is going to be a tough ask given the pace that GTS has had today.
Yeah, he's had very good pace. I mean, again, he's sticking with Armour. Again, just stick within the DRS.
Yeah.
He'll have a tough time catching him.
But massive respect to Smoggy Ghost, who started in P10, P11, and is up to P5, effectively P2 on track with the higher tier reserves. That's a great little race for him.
I actually think about it. Was Smoggy? He got the penalty.
He got the grid penalty for quali, yeah. So he was P5 in quali. I think he went down to P10.
Yeah, so I mean, he's had a good fight back, but it makes you think: if I started P5, where could I have been?
Yeah, exactly.
But at this rate, he's going from P10 to P2 from the looks of it, which is still a very good fight back.
Yeah, no, that's a brilliant little race for him. He's a very strong candidate for driver of the day today for me. As TGO goes very widely off track. Most of the battling. Oh, Smoggy's caught right up to Nels.
Armour's just gone into the pit, so it's released Drag King back into free air.
3 seconds for Airways. Yeah, Blurt was looking seriously pacey at the start of the race, but as the race has gone on, he's seemed to struggle more and more.
Yeah, so he's on the mediums. He's done 8 laps on them, so I mean, lower fuel. But even so, I still think when I did some practice, even for me on lower fuel, the mediums after 6 or 7 laps, they still didn't feel great.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be me. I could just be a terrible driver, but...
You're too aggressive. That is one thing I've learned about this game, is smooth driving wins you races.
Yeah.
You've got to... Because we had to relearn driving style for 24, and you learned sort of throwing it into the corners. And now we're here and we're like, oh, great, now I've just got to unlearn how to throw it into corners.
Yeah, you've got to be very gentle in terms of, like, you're turning into corners. You can't just, obviously, flick the steering wheel massively now to help you slow down.
Yeah.
You'll just go straight.
Yeah, exactly. Which I think is a very good thing. Because no one flicks an F1 car in real life.
No. I do like the handling a lot more in this game. I didn't mind it in the last game, if I'm honest, but...
It was... it worked for me in the last game. I'm not saying I liked it, but it worked for me. And now I'm very much relearning my smooth driving style that I had in F1 23.
Armour's doing Armour things, and he's put on a set of inters.
Oh, good man, Armour. And he'll drive around at about 3 miles an hour for the last few laps, and everyone will overtake him. He's a good high tier reserve. What a man.
I don't know if GTO's tyres are gone, but like for the past half a lap, he's just been struggling like mad. He's just
Oh.
constantly...
Yeah, he's drifting everywhere.
Yeah, literally every corner he's either going off or near spin.
I mean, you ride on board with him. They are looking somewhat grainy. Ooh! 11 lap mediums. I mean, they ain't going to be tasty, but I wouldn't think they'd be drifting around the track yet.
I just want to point out, though, the gap between Drag King to Smoggy. Nearly 13 seconds.
Yeah, this final stint has been absolutely incredible from Drag King.
I'm thinking a potential mid-season push-up for Drag King here.
Yeah, I mean, there is somewhat of a throwback to a Dutchman who won a Tier 3 title when he was very clearly Tier 1.
He obviously sandbagged in his TT time.
I mean, it's difficult in some ways because we do try and do tier-based, pace-based tiers rather, but obviously the assists do come into it as well. And it's difficult because if you say to them, your tier 2 pace, these the assists, which is, I think it's no TC in tier 2, isn't it?
I just want to point out TJ's having a nightmare. He's just spun.
Oh gosh, yeah, I don't know what he's done to his tyres.
Sliding on this game obviously just doesn't help. It'll wear the tyres quick.
Yeah.
But he can't even stop the car.
No, oh my gosh, yeah, that is oh my gosh! We're watching a bit of rally, ladies and gentlemen. We'll go back to other people because that's me. But there's no battles on track at this point, to be honest. It's not much for us to watch. Everyone has fairly big gaps. GTS 1. BTEC G-Star 1. That's, here comes Smoggy Ghost. Round the final corner.
I'm sure my game said it was lap 35.
I'm sure it did. I don't remember zoning out, but I must have at some point. Another 3 seconds for Blurt.
It's because I'm on GTO and he obviously hasn't started.
There we go. Genie will come across in P4, but he doesn't count because he's a higher tier reserve, so he will be removed from the standings. So in P4 will be BTEC Brundle. And in P5... Oh, actually, is Geke going to get BTEC Brundle on penalties? Yes, he is. P4 for Geke, P5 for Brundle. P6 will be Gunth. As he's about to come around the final 2 corners. P7 will be Shift Guard. P8 Sully. P9 Man. P10 Nikolai Lima. P11 TGO, who at least finished on those tyres. And Ant has been doing Ant things. Here comes Stoob.
I mean,
the last man to finish.
Onto a set of hards.
Stoob, get over the line. Stop driving on the grass. Oh, Stoob, I will... Sometimes I hate Stoob. There we go. We're done, ladies and gentlemen. That was a really good race, to be fair. There was some great racing. We had quite a few moments of multiple corners side by side. I mean, massive respect to the Tier 4 drivers. That was great.
It was, yeah. Considering, like I said, for the higher tiers, the amount of penalties that they were getting, so obviously Tier 4s put what everyone else was driving to shame.
Yeah. I will warn Mr. BTEC G-Star that your time in Tier 4 may be short-lived. Watch this space, but a magnificent drive. Very well done. So, your provisional finishing position, obviously, we have stewarding and everything, and anyone can be reported at any point. But provisionally, GTS takes the win, followed by Smoggy Ghost and Blurt on the podium. Then you've got Genie, Geke, Brindle, Airways, Gunth, Stoob, and Nels rounding out the top 10, followed by Armar, Shiftguard, Sully, Man, Nikolai, TGO, Ant, Connor, Ando, and Blurred Magic. So who is your nominee for Driver of the Day?
I think we've got to give it to Smoggy, haven't we? Obviously getting the 5 place grid penalty, so what should have been P5 turned into P10, but to get back to P2, it's a good fight back from him.
Yeah, I have to absolutely agree. That was an absolutely brilliant race from Smoggy Ghost. Fair play to the man. So thank you all for joining us. That is the end of Tier 4. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 o'clock, where our Tier 0 boys, our no assists tier, will have their go around Austria. And thank you for joining me on comms, Lou. It's our first time. It was an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, enjoyable.
So thank you all for joining us. Have a very good night, and we will see you tomorrow.
Yeah, goodbye.